What's up, guys? It is that Panda guy, and I'm making one more video on this. I did want to just talk about it a bit, in case anybody who didn't play the event or still is maybe a little confused about it, or I can just give my opinion on why I actually like this event. Honestly, this is a pretty good event. I know some people have their qualms with it. Some people didn't get good matchmaking, and all I can say about that is, it's ultimately that's matchmaking, right? Like, I don't really know what more to say about that. It's going to be bad sometimes. It's going to be good sometimes. It just is what it is, right? Like I had one where I was on the bad side of it, but to be honest, it wasn't all bad because basically what happened is we had a fight with someone, in this corner, which you can't see, but there's obviously the medium devices and stuff. There was a medium device over here, which the this medium device and the bottom like corner medium device over here open up first, and then you kind of clash over it with these guys, right? These two will fight these two generally, and then these two will fight these two, and then basically these medium devices, right, end up opening. So then your enemies end up changing, or generally, your hands end up changing, unless you're in our kind of situation where you didn't really have that case, right? We kind of just said, okay, well, we're going to lose this anyway. So why don't we screw over this team who is kind of going hard for us? So we end up going pretty hard on these guys. And these guys probably would have gotten first. They did get the first, I think they got the first capture on the mid. But what happened was, when they had gone up top side to fight over this medium device, we had cut all the way over here, and we had just started cutting off their marches, killing them from behind, helping swarm this out. And then we kind of denied them some points. They still ended up going up mid and actually winning this mid fight. And let me cancel this real quick so I can reset because I don't know how to freaking. Well, actually, I can just reset it. Okay. But we basically go all the way over here and we start harassing these guys, right? And we just, kind of try to deny them points. They still get the first capture on the middle device, which is the big device, and we end up cutting them off over here again, right? We take their small device again, which is something that doesn't close throughout the whole round. Once the big device opens up, all four of the medium devices are closed for the rest of the round. So this is generally the main focus of the battle, unless you've kind of given up on competing for first place or something, and you just say, hey, I'm going to go target my neighbor and just try to take their small device and maybe jump up a rank, which actually what happened to us. These guys we had both rallied this team's small device, and they managed to snipe the capture on it. So they were literally a little bit of points behind these guys, and I did mention in my other video, but you do get a capture ratio. So or sorry, a plunder ratio or whatever. So on this you get 50, and I can't really freaking spell, but it's a 50, right? You get 50% of the allocated funds over this. So if you have built up 500 of, whatever, like capture points or whatever from holding this, half of those capture points go to whoever takes it from you. As for, small devices and medium devices, 30% of the allocated funds or whatever that you get from holding these, right? Because you obviously get you get passive like points over time, right? I think it's 120 points per minute on these. You get 60 per minute on the small devices or whatever, and then you get, I think it's 360 on the big device, so per minute. So then half of those get taken off the big device and then off the small devices. And the medium devices, 30% of those will get taken. So if you have 1,000 points or whatever, 300 of those points will be given to the team that take it. So you are able to kind of trade off points like that. So that's why these guys up top side did decide to come down here and try to snipe our small device, which honestly, I would have given it up, but we did hold it. Because they could have actually robbed these guys of second place and taken third place, which would have been kind of funny. But overall, I do think there's like a lot of dynamic in here. I think the fact that they do change up which devices open at certain periods of time, right? Because you obviously see here this has 3 minutes on it, and this is before the map actually opens up, so it'll have a minute once the map actually opens up, and then there's also 3 minutes on the device down here. Basically, these two open right away, and once these open, these will close. So it does change what enemies you have to trade hands with, like I said earlier, right? So instead of fighting these guys over here, over this device, generally we'll go up top side and we'll start fighting these guys over this device. And I do think it also just creates like a lack of alliances here, more or less, right? Unless you just are paying petty. And in our case, we knew we were gonna lose, so we just decided to screw over the top team after being hammered by them. So I mean, it just seems kind of fun to me. I honestly like this game mode. If it is something you swap out with Pompey every other week or something, I'm honestly very fine with that because I do think a change in just how we're playing the game is really nice, and I think being able to give us more game modes over like period of time really cool. And I think this is very reliant on teamwork, having good garrison captains, having good rally captains, having fillers, right? I mean, in my case, right, I had sent a rally because I was playing in two brackets at the same time. I had sent a rally from this side, right off the start, and we could have sniped these guys down here. Nobody joined my rally, and this denied us so many possible points. I managed to actually swarm it out and take this small station, but if we had sent a rally, right, we would have kept that station longer because we would have actually had troops in there and stuff. It's just like you gotta like garrisons and stuff are extremely important here. Being able to field fight is nice, but if you're not able to take anything, it doesn't matter, right? If you can only swarm everything and they have a really good garrison, then you can't just swarm it out, right? And unlike Pompey, not everybody can't like is able to sorry, everybody isn't able to only send one march. You could solo fill something. So if I'm fighting outside of something and I just see you start swarming it, I'm just going to throw a bunch of marches in there and then you can't do anything and then you're point denied and maybe you're down a rank because of that. It's just like it's super vital to have a really good team and have teams that are willing to play off of you. In my case, I do think I got very lucky, especially after seeing how many people in my alliance were complaining. We had gotten a lot of randos, but they had been filling our rallies perfectly. They had been filling the garrisons pretty well as well. They were field fighting as much as we needed them to. Honestly, they were doing everything perfectly. So maybe my experience was slightly better than the average. But I don't know. I really don't want to hear what you guys think about this. If you guys enjoyed your first round, or if you're looking forward to the second round, or if you're just pissed off. Let me know. Like I said, I had a lot of fun, honestly. Even when I was losing, I felt like I kind of made the best out of it. One of my brackets, I did all the work, so that one wasn't very fun. And this is why you do need to select people because, I mean, I didn't pick anybody for that bracket, right? And then I ended up mostly doing 100% of the field fighting basically, right? So I don't know. Either way, I do appreciate you guys. I did want to just ramble about this as this new event is honestly kind of fun for me. We do get it again right after Genesis War, I believe. So that's pretty fun. It did say Pompey on like what's it called? You could look somewhere. I think it was I forget where you have to look, but basically Pompey is supposed to be in a week or so, so we are going to still get Pompey, but it seems to be like it's maybe going to change hands regularly in regular intervals or something. So I guess we'll see on that how that's going to work. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys for watching as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. That is about it, and peace out.